Hello. For this video, I wanted to demonstrate static routing, something I just recently learned as I study for my CCNA. So this is a network that I created. I've got it already configured other than the static routing. So I've got four networks here. I've got network 1, which is 192.168.1.0, network 2, 2.0, network 3, 3.0, and network 4, 4.0. And in network 1, I've got one PC, a switch, and then in network 4, I have a switch and PC2. And network 2 and network 3 are just point-to-point networks. So the whole point of static routing is when you have a network that your router doesn't know about, that you're trying to reach, what it's going to do is it's going to drop that packet. Unlike a switch, where when a switch gets, has if there's a unknown IP address associated with a frame that's coming in, it's going to flood all the MAC address in its MAC address tables until it gets a reply from the correct device, the correct host. But a router won't do that. A router, if it's not in its IP address table, it's just going to drop that packet. So what we need to do is we need to configure the pathway from router 1 to router 2 to router 3, and also backwards from router 3 to router 2 to router 1, because when we send a ping from PC1 to PC2, PC2 has to know how to get back to PC1 as well. And just to demonstrate, right now we can go into command prompt and try and ping PC2. And the packet's going to be dropped. Yep. So let's go ahead and go into each router and configure the static routes. So first thing, when you go into router 1, if we type in show IP route, it's going to show you the C stands for connected. So it's physically connected. So what that means is that the network of 192.168.1.0, which is network 1, is directly connected to Fast Ethernet 0/0 on router 1. So if you look at router 1, here's Fast Ethernet 00. Here's the IP address for that interface. And this is what's directly connected. And then on our other interface on router 1, 192.168.2.0 is directly connected to Fast Ethernet 1/0. Here's Fast Ethernet 1/0, and it's directly connected to network 2. What we don't know what router 1 does not know how to do is how to get out of network 2. So it knows where network 2 is, but it doesn't know what the next hop after that is. So we need to set that up. So since we already have the FA 1/0, since that's already physically connected, we don't have to do anything with that, but we do have to establish the next hop, which would be FA 0/0 on router 2. So to configure that, go into global configuration mode, and we'll enter the command IP route. And then what you do is you type in the destination address. So the destination address is network 4. That's where we're trying to go, which is 192.168.4.0. Okay, 192.168.4.0. Enter your subnet mask, 255.255.255.0. And then your next hop IP address, which our next hop IP address would be FA 0/0 on router 2, which the IP address to that interface is 192.168.2.4. 2.4. Okay. So router 1's done. And if we do show IP route, now we can see we have a static route configured. So the destination to go to 192.4.0. Now this router knows that to get to this network, I'm going to go out. My next hop is going to be this interface at 192.168.2.4, which is right here at router 2 that we just configured. So it knows now, like, oh, if I'm trying to go to network 4, then I need to send my traffic out this port or to this port or this interface to this IP address on router 2. So now that router 1's configured, let's go ahead and configure router 2. So if we look at the IP route for router 2 right now, it only has two connected, other than the gateway address, it only has two connected interfaces, physically connected interfaces. And that's the one that we just talked about, which is FA0/0 at 192.168.2.4, and it has interface FA1/0 at 192.168.3.3. But it doesn't know in either direction what the next hop would be. So we need to configure that. So let's go back into global configuration mode. And so we're going to set let's do traffic back to network 1 first. So command would be IP route 192.168.1.0, which is the destination address, 255.255.255.0. And then the next hop is going to be 192.168.2.3. So to show you on here, the next hop from router 2, if I'm trying to get to network 1, is going to be 192.168.2.3 on router 1's interface FA1/0. Okay, now let's configure the next hop if we're going towards network 4. IP route 192.168.4.0 network at 2. Okay, so let's see what our next hop would be there. Our next hop would be from router 2 to router 3 on interface FA0/0, which has an IP address of 192.168.3.4. 2.168.3.4. All right, now let's look at our IP routing table. Perfect. So now we have two static routes on router 2. We have the one that takes us back to network 1. So it's going to send all the traffic headed towards network 1 to 192.168.2/3. And then all the traffic that's going to network 4, it's going to send to the interface on router 3 that has an IP address of 192.168.3.4. Sweet. So that's router 2. So now all we got to do is configure router 3, and we should be good. So let's look at our routing table real quick. Show IP route. Do show IP route. Okay. So right now it has no statically configured IP routes, but it has two connected routes. And if we look here on router 3, the two connected routes is going to be FA0/0 at 192.168.3.4 and FA1/0 192.168.4.3. So now we need to figure out, since we already have, it's similar to router 1, we only have to configure one static route for router 3 because it already knows, because it's physically connected to FA1/0. We have to tell router 3 where to send traffic to go to network 1. So that command is going to be IP route 192.168.1.0. It's our destination address. And then the next hop is going to be 192.168.3.3. And 3.3 is right here on router 2. So it knows to send all traffic that's trying to go to network 1 to this interface on router 2 at 192.168.3.3. So we should, at this point, be able to ping from PC1 to PC2 now. So let's try it. Sweet. And now we have a fully functioning network that was configured with static routing. Thank you for watching.